What's up, everybody? Welcome to the party. Glad to have you with me. First stream on the new channel. And I didn't think there'd be anywhere better to start this channel than here in our nation's capital in Washington, D.C. So I hope I've done this right. Hope you all get the notifications. We're rolling on Prism Live because we're waiting on getting our numbers through the new YouTube channel. So tell your friends, come hang. We're going to talk to some citizens today by the Washington Monument and on the National Mall about their perspectives related to freedom in the United States, how we can access more freedom in the United States, and how we can heal some of the divides that I think we've all recognized across our society. All right, welcome to the party. Great to see everybody. Sylvia, let me try to make you a moderator here if I can. Yeah, you're a moderator. You're the first one. Carol, you're going to be a moderator too. Welcome to the party. Jackie, you're going to be a moderator too. Welcome to the party. Hey, everybody, thanks for being here. We're in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. We're on the new channel today, and we're launching the channel here in Washington, D.C. Nowhere better to start this party off. I see some chat over here. That's awesome. Welcome to the party, everybody. Let me grab some shade, and then we'll see if we can talk to some people today about their perspectives. It's a hot day. It's a beautiful day, but it's a very warm day. There's the White House, right? We were there recently. Mark, how's it going, buddy? Let me add you on here. So good to see all of you guys. Thank you so much for hopping onto the new channel. It's you guys here. Thrilled to have you. All right, the goal for today is to talk to some citizens about their perspectives related to freedom in the United States. Right? Today's episode is about freedom in America. Are we still free in the United States? I think so in many ways. Have our freedoms been revoked? Probably in some ways, especially related to technology, right? Is it the First Amendment or is it the Twitter files? Which one is the reality in the United States of America today, right? So these are some things that we're going to talk to people about. And I hope that I'm able to show you a good conversation. Thank you all for being here. Tell your friends, right? Hit the like button, share and subscribe. How's it going? Hey.
You guys didn't take a picture here.
It's beautiful, right? I'm so glad to have all of you with me. We're not going to do a super long live stream today, but I do want to try to talk to some different citizens about their perspectives. And again, today's episode is all about freedom in America, right? And you've seen me, I think I was in Vegas for my last video a few days ago, and we heard from all different demographics and all different ages, very different perspectives related to freedom in the United States of America. So I just grabbed a little bit of shade. Those of you who are observant probably saw that. I'm gonna put the tripod down. I'll pop in front of the camera and say hello to you guys. And then let's start to build this channel out together, right? This is our first live stream on the brand new channel. And I'm thrilled that y'all are here with me. Thank you so much for taking the time to, see that I was live and to come on here and to join me. It's great. All right, let's see if I can do this. And this is where I was earlier. I don't know if y'all were able to see. Can I zoom in? I can zoom in. So there's the Capitol. There's some beautiful flags. And there's citizens here from all over the country. And people come to our nation's capital and we celebrate American accomplishment. We celebrate our freedoms. And so that's what we're here to talk about. And I want to try to capture as many different perspectives as we possibly can. I want to capture as many different perspectives as we possibly can related to freedom in the United States of America. So I'm gonna hop in front of the camera. I'm gonna say hello to you. What's up, everybody? I've missed you very much. It's a hot day, so I'm sweating a little bit, right? But I did want to come out here and I did want to walk around and try to talk to some people with you because it's so important to capture perspectives from different citizens, right? Some people might think that the news channel you watch might have a predetermined perspective. You're not going to get that here. We're just going to interview live citizens, real citizens, right? Living human beings, and we're going to see what they think about different issues. And these are issues that affect elections, and which affect our day-to-day lives. So today's episode is freedom. Thanks for being here. Y'all are free to be anywhere, right? So love that you're here with me. If you can help me get the word out on the channel, that would be wonderful. Jackie says we fought for the right to fly our flag. Yeah, that's right, of course. And it's a beautiful flag, right? The flag of the United States is a beautiful banner that serves as a bright light of freedom, a beacon of freedom throughout the world, not just the United States. ACB says no notification. Okay, well, we're brand new over here on this channel. Indeed, this is our first live stream on the brand new channel. So y'all help me grow it out, right? Just like we did last time. I think we hit a few thousand people on the last channel in like a day, right? So we'll see what happens on this one. I am using, oh, do we have fire? Do we have Scott in the house? Hey Scott, welcome buddy. For those of you who don't know, let me try to turn this around. Can I even do that? Did I do it? Hey, all right, not too bad. Not too bad, citizens. Let me flip you around. We can do it together now, and I can even get the Capitol in the corner. Now we're in business. Now we're doing the America thing like we used to. Good. So, Scott, welcome to the party. For those of you who don't know, Scott is a firefighter in Virginia and a paramedic and an instructor. And he's a wonderful patriot. He's always standing up for freedom. Scott was telling me just the other day that he had a convoy of Jeeps that went from Virginia and then all around the state. Scott, how many Jeeps did you have in that convoy waving American flags? It was more than 100. How many Jeeps did you have, brother? I think it was like 140 something Jeeps. So big shout out to the Jeepers for coming out and flying their flags and trying to, alert the other citizens to the notion, of American exceptionalism, right? So awesome. Need to mod up Sunkissed and Scott. Okay, Sylvia, I see there. Sylvia's obviously, in charge here. So let me just make sure that we add Sunkissed. And thank you so much. Did I add you as the moderator? Did I do it right? I hope I didn't mess that up. I'm trying to add you. Hang on one second. Great to see you too. Thank you all for being here. Loudoun County, Virginia. He says 126 Jeeps driving around with American flags. So that's a pretty cool thing. Good job. I'm glad that you were able to do that. It's always good to increase people's awareness, right? And everybody thinks something different when they see that flag go by. I think about my family service to this country and my time in the Marine Corps, especially, right? Think about our exceptionalism as a nation. Now, Sunkissed, I'm trying to add you here. There we go. Boom. All right, thanks. Welcome to the party. There's a wrench. Scott's got a wrench. Good. Everybody's coming back into the game as usual. Let me flip you back around and we'll go for a walk and try to talk to some people today. There we go. Now we're rolling. Now we'll see what Americans think. And of course, school groups come here from all over the country, right? I'm sure some of you have also been here on different trips, right? And then we see families here. We see people from all over the world. I've already spoken to people in French, English, and Spanish today. So important to be multilingual. Whoop! I caught you. You didn't bust your head this time, guys. You still with me? I dropped you a little bit, but I caught you. It wasn't too bad, right? I don't think I left you too flat, I hope. Sorry if you busted your grape on that. Direct pressure. You'll be fine. All right, now let me see if this chat's still up. Did we do it right? Good, the chat is still up. All right. Here to help. All right. Good to go. And great job, Jeepers. 126 Jeeps flying American flags, driving around Virginia is a pretty exciting thing. I wish I was able to see it. I'm going to go see Scott tomorrow, and we're going to work on his Jeep a little bit in Virginia. So I'm certainly looking forward to that. Yeah. Sylvia, are you already rolling wine on the first live stream on the new channel? You're already rolling wine. All right, good to go. All these people are sitting in the shade, right? All right, we're gonna go back towards the mall, I think. It's kind of a dull crowd. It's kind of hot out here. But let's go for a walk and talk to people on the way. and that'll give time to bring some new people in here. Sylvia lost her wrench. Oh, God forbid. Hold on, I got you, Sylvia. Did I do it right? Sorry, Sylvia, it's Prism Live. You know, I'm used to just streaming straight through YouTube. Now that we're building out the new channel, I kind of have to go through this janky side app, you know. Boop, add as moderator, be happy. I think you have a wrench now. Well, Sylvia, I keep clicking add as moderator. There you go, okay, good, we got you. You opened a bottle for congratulations. Nice, I like it. Okay. This is where we are. Right. Important to keep moving, right? All right, here's the plan. We're gonna walk back over towards the National Mall and we'll talk to some people who we find along the way. And we'll try to collect some perspectives. You know, try to stay away from the bad guys too. Whoop. All right, thanks for being with me, guys. I know this is the first one, so I'm just gonna walk around a little bit, work my way back to the mall, maybe give some people time to come in to the chat, and then I'm gonna start streaming on this channel going forward. I'm gonna do some news and analysis videos. We're gonna talk about the southern border and immigration in general, right? Oh, okay, I don't wanna get run over. We're gonna talk about general perspectives related to freedom. We're gonna talk about international affairs and domestic affairs, right? And the goal is just to access information on the street. All right. Hey. Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Can I ask you a quick question about freedom in America?
Yeah, sure.
Do you think Americans are as free as they were 20 years ago?
Yeah.
What makes Americans most free?
I guess their rights and what they're able to do with their lives.
Yeah. And where are you from?
Maryland.
Okay, so are you an American citizen?
Yeah.
Are you guys in? Cool, welcome. What is it that separates us from nations like, I don't know, Venezuela or maybe Cuba?
I guess we just have more freedom for what we can do.
Yeah. Cool, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a good one. So more freedom for what we can do, right? And I guess that means something different for everybody. I would probably like lean in on our Constitution, our constitutional rights. And some citizens absolutely have more access to those rights than others, right? We've seen that across the country. But we'll talk about things like freedom of speech, like gun control policy, like access to court systems. I know, we were trying. We didn't get a whole in-depth answer from that gentleman, but that's all right. What's up, guys? How are you? I like your hat very much. You're doing well. Just doing a live stream asking citizens what they think about freedom in America to try to capture people's perspectives. Would you all be willing to comment? We do.
Yeah.
Could you give me a little bit more? Which freedoms have been maybe revoked from us in the last 10 or 20 years that we really had access to maybe growing up?
And there's just way too many. It's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Got into everything. A lot of freedom's gone.
Yes, sir.
Too much oversight. Too many rules.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Religion, press, all of it.
Everybody gets butt hurt because I might actually say that on there.
You can say whatever you want, man.
You know?
I'm all for the First Amendment. You know, I think you can say whatever you want on here. And really, if citizens don't tell us what they think, there's no way to capture it, right? The mainstream media isn't gonna tell us what the citizens think. So, thank you. Could I just ask you? Have you heard of the Twitter files? And you mentioned the First Amendment.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Could you tell the viewers what the Twitter files were, or how they affected how free speech was maybe limited?
From what I know, they censored everything and kept it, didn't let it out. You know, it's stuff that would have
Yes, sir.
really helped a lot of people.
Yes, sir. And
positive way. Yeah.
Congressman Comer right now is helping to lead the charge against that from Kentucky.
Yeah, he's doing
a
good.
Republican. Yes, sir. I think so.
Stand big.
Thank you all very much. I really appreciate you taking a minute to talk to me. Hope
thank
you have a
you.
great day.
God bless
Yep.
America.
Yes, sir. That's right. God bless America. I like these patriots. They're all right. These two are all right. What do y'all think? That's right. So we've seen the first people we talked to said that they think we're very free in America, but didn't have a whole lot of follow-up on what the differentiators were. Second group said we'd like to see more freedom related to speech and religion in the United States. Some of you might remember during lockdowns a year and a half ago, people weren't able to access their churches, right? And some people were going to drive-in church services just to try to be able to access their freedom of religion in the United States. Okay, we're going for it. You guys want ice cream or what? We're gonna kick it over into the shade, I think. That's right, not our first time. And if you're in the chat, you know, I'd like to ask you the same question. It's a great way for us to capture perspectives from citizens around the country and world. Do you think we're still as free as we used to be? Why or why not? And I'd love to see your perspectives, right? Ice cream, Scott says ice cream, okay. So we'll just go a little bit longer. I'm gonna try to pop up here on the mall and jump in the shade, and we'll talk to some people who are walking by. Maybe right over there would be a good spot. I'm not the only one who wants to be in the shade, you know what I mean? Hey. Now let's work our way back towards the Capitol. Jackie says they don't teach the kids today the history that they should know. Well, what are some examples of that, right? Ad victorem spoilus, right? So to the victor go the spoils. Whoever's in charge will determine what the history says. What do you think should be taught in schools that isn't taught in schools? Or what do you think should not be taught in schools, which is taught in schools? Constitution class. I think that's a great idea. Do you guys want to go amendment by amendment? You want me to quiz you real quick? I'll quiz you. We can go amendment by amendment. Right now we're exercising our First Amendment rights. This is the Smithsonian right here. This is the Museum of National History. National Museum of American History. So timely that you had mentioned that, Jackie. Absolutely. Good dial in. Let me come over here. What did oh, DJ says, I don't think I could ever go to DC and wouldn't want to. Why not go to our nation's capital? Tell me why. Now it looks like Fire's dropped some truth. What did he say? We've had our rights pulled slowly from us over decades. One link out of a chain, we don't notice until we reach our food. Yeah. The dog on the chain, right? And you're taking one link of the chain out at a time, and you don't notice until you can't access what you need in order to live. That's very well said, Scott. I think everybody else likes what you said too. Well done, Scott. What's up, guys? Hey, are we still free in America, do you think?
Nope. That's not my thing.
Why not? They said, go thank Joe. They said no. Another guy said something a little bit less appropriate that I'm not going to repeat. That group before said no. Too many rats, DJ says in DC. I hear that. There are rats everywhere in this town, for sure. It's nice and hot and humid out here. I'll tell you that. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, DJ. There certainly are a lot of rats in this city, but it's a beautiful city, and it's our nation's capital, and there are monuments to our history and to our accomplishments here, which I always love to see. Let's bank it over here. We'll go down the mall this way. Hello. Hey, do you think we're still free in America? Some of us. Yes, ma'am. Well said. Good answer. Very good answer. And if y'all have a good idea, you know, if you have a question on something you'd like me to ask, go ahead and put it in, and I'm happy to talk to the other citizens with your own questions too, right? Because this channel isn't just about me, it's about all of us together in the community that we build. So it's been about a year since the last time I was in DC. I'm thrilled to be back with you guys, and the goal is just to collect information from citizens. Hey, what do y'all think we can do better as citizens for our country? How can we make America better?
Vote.
Vote. Good job, miss. Vote informed, right? Instead of blindly. Good. Hey, how do y'all think we can make our country better as citizens? What can we do?
Get rid of Biden.
Hey, she says get rid of Biden.
Yeah.
Why? What is it that the president's maybe done or not done that might lead you to suggest that?
Well, they haven't listened to we the people.
That's right.
Well,
That's-
he convincingly makes us think he's an idiot, but he's doing everything that he plans on doing. And people need to realize that.
What can we do as citizens to increase the power of we the people?
Stick together and become a whole unit rather than continually dividing one another.
Get back to constitutional government.
We the people of the United States of America.
That's right. We're a
About
constitutional republic, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Talk about
Yeah.
election integrity. They need to have one day of voting.
1 to 10, how secure and integracious do you think our elections were?
I think it's going to be harder for them. Hopefully we get like hundreds of millions of people vote for our guy, and then we won't have to worry about it.
That's right.
Produce that many
That's right. Then you can't add one way or another. Thank you all for taking a minute to talk to me. I appreciate it. Have a great one. That's right. God bless America. So it seems like some folks with a conservative perspective are a little bit more likely to want to have a conversation. I'll try to collect perspectives from all sides, right? We're going to try to run down the middle of the road on this channel as much as we can. And so we're going to ask people about their perspectives to collect them from all sides. Let me check in with your chat right here. Let me pop into the shade. By Weston. It's like moving a piano across the room 1 inch at a time. Eventually it's on the other side of the room and nobody noticed until it's too late. Well said, Sylvia, that's right. We the people need to, yeah, really good comments. Good job. Hey, sorry, how are y'all? And I'm in low traffic here, so let me move down a little bit, try to get into higher traffic for y'all. Hey, how are y'all? That's our beautiful United States Capitol building right there. We'll work our way down that way. And this is somewhere where we've spent a lot of time, right? Whoop, there you go. Hey. Put me in the shade. I'll turn you around, you see I'm sweaty. You might not want to. It's a new hair gel. It's called Man Sweat. It just helps put your hair right in the perfect position. Now you can all see that. All right, let me try to turn you back around here, guys. All right, good to go. How are you doing, ma'am? This is a hot one, right? We're all feeling it. It's pretty warm out. This lady's smart. She's hydrating. That's probably what I should do. Hey, ma'am, could I ask you if you could just talk to all of America, if there's something we can maybe do a little bit better as citizens, maybe to come together or increase our awareness? Is there anything you might suggest?
No, I don't know.
And I know I kind of put you on the spot.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
sorry.
Do you think we're still as free as we were when we were growing up?
This is all determined. When you're younger, you don't have many rules apart from your parents, right?
Right.
So you automatically think you're free.
Yeah.
As you get older, you find out what the rules are.
That's right. We become more aware.
Exactly.
Right? And we
Exactly.
start to lose some of that. Thanks for
Yeah.
taking a second to talk to me. You too. She's getting something over there. Another Smithsonian Museum here. That's one of my favorite things about Washington, D.C. are all the museums. DJ says, I've watched enough of what goes on in D.C. and how people get treated, and I would probably end up in jail because I wouldn't be able to handle it. It sure can be tough, right? Very good. All right, here we go. We'll push our way in. We'll go try to talk to some more citizens. And again, purpose of this new channel is just going to be to collect as much information from as many citizens as possible related to their perspectives on pressing issues. Hey, how are y'all doing? Hey, do y'all think we're still free in the United States of America? Do you think we're still free in the United States of America?
Freer than other countries.
Freer than other countries, that's right. How can we come together as citizens?
Have real conversations instead of fighting to win.
Good job. He said, have real conversations instead of just fighting to win. I think that's a great comment. Hey, how are y'all?
Good.
What do you guys think about freedom in America? Are we still free in the United States as we used to be? If they don't answer, he says, yeah, that's right. The Twitter files is a thing, but I don't want to say it. All right, so a lot of people are afraid to comment because maybe they have a security clearance that they don't want to lose, or maybe they're expecting an inheritance that they don't want to lose, or maybe they want to get promoted at work. So people are very likely not to say what they really believe sometimes, especially when a camera's in their face. But indeed, it's so important that we have these discussions so people can increase their level of awareness so they can make more informed decisions. Don't you think? There's a big old helicopter right there. That's a Marine 1 or 2 helicopter, right? And that's the direction of the White House back there. What's up, guys? Do you think we're still free in America?
Do I still think
Do you think Americans are very free?
that's debate?
That's why I'm asking citizens. Yeah, we're just trying to collect information from as many visitors and citizens as possible.
Thank you. It's debatable, I guess, in some aspects.
Yeah,
Freer than most.
yeah, freer than most. And then have there been examples where our freedoms have maybe been limited in the United States that you've observed in the last 5 or 10 years?
Homeland Security Act and probably the internet.
Yeah, the internet. Perfect. Perfect answer. Thanks. So with the increase in the advent of technology, people in positions of leadership have had to make decisions related to how to either control or not control that speech and that data, right? That's right. I'm glad that y'all are talking about this in the chat. And maybe I'll just pop over to the sidewalk so we can maybe see some more people. And I'll come back out this weekend and we'll talk about something else. I know how you feel, buddy. Hey. I'm in the middle of the week and I'm right before work lets down, so we don't have a whole lot of people out here. Probably could have timed it better, but I did just want to run a first live stream for y'all. Hey, do y'all think Americans are still very free? Or are we less free than when we were growing up? They say, we don't care, we just want to go get drunk, don't talk to me. Sorry. So some people don't want to talk about it. Look. Looks like Scott's dropping truth. Let me jump in this chat, Scott. All right, ready. Let me get my hair gel, my man sweat hair gel in. Good. Now I feel better. Scott, what'd you say, man? When you're afraid to speak openly because of punishment of speaking the truth, you're already a slave of the system. I think that's a pretty good comment, Scott. Absolutely. I'm gonna get a snow cone or some ice cream or something. We're gonna cool this party down a little bit. Pull up in the shade and cool this party down. Hey, how are you? Can I get a coconut snow cone? Coconut, please. Yeah. All right, y'all hang on. How much are they? This survival book and it says hydrate. Yeah, good job, Jackie. That's right. Nice. Have a good one. Yep. Now we're in business. Here we go. I like your shirts. Hey, what would you tell Americans? How can we make America better? Or how could we be better citizens to access more freedom? And I'm from Colorado, so I saw your Black Rifle Coffee Company shirts, and I got all excited. Hey, I'm John.
How you doing?
Nice to meet
Bobby.
you. Nice to meet you, Bobby. What could we do better as Americans to access more freedom in our country?
Let's think about that.
That's a thinker. I mean, I don't know.
Or do you think we're very free right now? Do you think that our freedoms are not limited right now at all?
I think we're limited to a certain degree, yeah. I don't think we're as free as we think we are, you know?
Yeah, maybe especially related to technology. I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but that's what several other citizens have said. And the purpose of this channel is just to collect information from citizens and see what people think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, especially with technology, like
yeah.
On our phones. I remember the Edward Snowden thing happened. And
yeah.
That was big for a while, and he kind of exposed what was going on. It's like, yeah, we're all being tracked. We all know it, but nothing's really being done about it.
So a high level of data collection now, and indeed, if you look at like policy analysts or intelligence analyst jobs, you know, these agencies are saying the issue isn't how to get the data now. We have so much freaking data, we need people to synthesize it. Right.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Thanks, guys, for taking a minute to talk to me. I really appreciate it.
Do you have like a YouTube channel?
Yeah, Patriot, X-Ray Vision, and this one's X-Ray America. We just started X-Ray America today.
Patriot X-Ray Vision?
Yeah, and you're on X-Ray America. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Take
Hope
care.
you have a good visit. Yeah. All right, cool. Black Rifle Coffee Company is in Colorado, and when I saw them come by, I just wanted to mention it. What's up? I like your shirt. And Scott, I don't know if you remember, but the last time we were here, that's where Antifa put all those bricks, right over there. Big pile of bricks was over there last time we were here in this town. Maybe you remember. And I found some shade and I've got a snow cone, so now I'm happy. Now we'll just wait on some people. This is the National Air and Space Museum over here. Thank you guys for coming into the chat. I appreciate it. And thanks for checking out the channel. I told that guy the wrong channel name. Scott says he remembers like it was yesterday. Yeah, we found a whole pile of bricks right around this corner over there the last time that we were here that Antifa had placed there in an effort to come and throw at some citizens who were here with them. I like your shirt, sir. That's a pretty good shirt, especially for America right now. Right? I try to collect perspectives from citizens around the country related to freedom, what they think about the United States and, you know, issues and our access to freedom. Do you think that our freedoms have been limited recently and maybe that's why some people are panicking? Or why do you think people are panicking and why shouldn't they?
So I'm going to ask a question.
Yeah.
What's it film-wise going to be used for?
Oh, I have a live stream. It's called X-Ray America. Today's the first day, and so I'm just walking up and down in DC asking people what they think.
I think I'm going to have to decline to say anything on camera. I work for the state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
So like there are certain restrictions. So like what I can really publicly state. Definitely think that's an interesting project.
Yeah.
But I just
don't be afraid. I work for the state of Colorado. Don't be afraid. You have the freedom of speech. And if the state of Tennessee would limit your freedom of speech, would you really want to work for a group that takes your constitutional rights away?
I think I do a lot of good in my role, and I want to make sure that I still have the capacity.
Of course, and I respect your privacy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck, though. It sounds like an interesting project. Just I don't know that I can be the one to.
So many citizens are afraid. I'm trying to wake them up. Thanks. What do you guys think of that? I have never heard somebody from Tennessee say that. Very interesting. We've certainly been here before. Tell him Fire said don't bow down. I'll tell him. Don't bow down. How's it going? Let's grab this shade right up here. So that was interesting. That gentleman said, hey, you know, I work for the state government in Tennessee. It's probably best if I don't give my personal opinion related to whether or not we're still free in the United States. And that's fine. We want to respect everybody's privacy. If they don't want to engage with the discussion, that's cool. If they want to try to make the country better, we sure want to hear from them, especially if they're pretty. Okay, they didn't take the bait on that one, guys. And you can't blame somebody for asking those questions, right? Beautiful. Carol says, I remember that spot. That's right. Sylvia says, people are so scared. F that. Scott doesn't want him to back down. Tom's letting me know that there's some Patriot events going on in the area. Okay. Jackie says, government overreach. Let's push forward. Oh, look at this. I found it. I found a secret squirrel. Don't get my nuts. Anybody remember this spot? It's been a little while since I've been here. Well, wonder how long this person could be here. And they've been working on the Air and Space Museum for more than a year, right? There was a lot of construction when we were here last year, too. How's it going? No English. ¿Cómo están? This just seems very familiar for some reason. And they made progress, right? But those cranes were here last year too. I think the last time I stood here, I did an interview with Univision. Yeah, Scott, I agree with you. If that guy was like actually working in Tennessee, representing the government of Tennessee, it wouldn't be appropriate for him to say what he thinks. But to a random citizen, to another citizen, I think that's part of our issue, right? There's so many good people, right? Aware, intelligent, helpful, good Americans who, hold on, let me get this, who are afraid to speak up and say something because of maybe losing their access, or maybe losing a security clearance, or maybe losing an inheritance, or maybe losing access to promotion, right? So we are brave and resilient citizenry, but many people certainly are afraid to stand up and speak the truth, especially in Washington, D.C., when they've seen what's happened to other people who have done the same thing. So that's why I think it's so important to come out and have conversations with other citizens related to our freedoms, to collect perspectives, and to come to understand what other people think is normal and appropriate, right, and real here in the United States. Or you can watch, you know, another news channel where it might be it might be predetermined what you'll hear. Vicky, great to have you. Thank you for coming in. Biden picnic at 6 o'clock on the South Lawn. Now that's something worth going to. Do you think he would let me join? I'm gonna come over here and I'll give you a beautiful view of the Capitol. And then we'll run it back down the shade, have a couple more conversations, and that'll probably dial it out for our first live stream. We'll see who we can talk to today. So, first time we've gone live on the new channel. I wanted to do it here in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, to try to capture some perspectives here. All right, here's the Capitol. We're doing selfies over here. I'm about to do the same thing. I'm not blaming you. I'm doing my own selfies. Cool. You didn't see that, did you? Good. Hey, do you think we're very free in America? Or do you think we're less free than maybe 5 or 10 years ago?
I'm Canadian.
That's okay. You don't know, have you been here for a while or are you just visiting for a short time? All right, well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're visiting. You Canadians are pretty serious about your freedom too. I heard something about a big truck convoy shutting down our border. Et si tu veux parler en français, later. All right, she's French Canadian, and she says she's only been here for a short time, and she says she doesn't know about freedom in America. But I said, what about freedom in Canada? I heard something about a big truck convoy shutting down our border, and she goes, that's true. That's true. It is true. I heard about it. So fun fact, I have the flag that flew on top of that building on the day I was born. I have it. I have that actual flag. Flew over the United States Capitol on the date of my birth, and it's a great honor to have that flag. So you can see the flag right there on the right of the, let me zoom in. All right, can you see it over there? The flag right over, boop, 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 right over on the right. That flag that flew in 1983 when I was born, I have that at my house. So great honor to have. And then I think that I showed you, I've also received a couple of thank you letters from American generals, 2- and 3-star generals, and a challenge coin from another 3-star general. So in the last few months, I've been able to make some good gains, and I can't wait to talk to you all about that. Good, so hey, that's fair. There's a comment in the chat, and moderators, let's not block him, right? I'd like you all to have a conversation. So it looks like this person said, let me turn it around, I'll join you guys here. And I'm not sure who this person is, I haven't seen them in the chat before, but it looks like they say, what freedoms have you all lost? Fake and lame, wanna be victims, right? So this citizen is saying, hey, we haven't lost any freedoms at all in the United States. And ironically, his screen name starts with the word comrade. So kind of interesting that that person might say that. That person says, hey, we haven't lost any freedoms at all, right? Put in the chat whatever you think about that. And let's not limit anybody's free speech, you know, related to their perspectives. On this channel, I want to be able to collect perspectives from both sides of the aisle. And indeed, if we don't branch out from whatever we think is safe and normal, you know, whatever perspectives we cling to, if we don't branch out a little bit, we'll never take in new data and we'll never be able to make more informed decisions, right? Argue against it. Okay, so can I get the Capitol in the background while we're talking about this? Good. I think so. Boop. Maybe a little higher. All right. Sorry guys, I'm looking right into the sun, so I apologize. Probably should have had a hat on. It's pretty warm here in DC and it's definitely very humid. But the good news is there's a lot more oxygen. So I'm sucking O2 pretty well right here. Okay, so here's your opportunity to respond and say what freedoms you may be lost. I know that some citizens earlier today who we were talking to mentioned the First Amendment. And one thing that I might call your attention to were the Twitter files reporting. Right, the Twitter files reporting. And that's related to a gentleman named Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is the chief executive officer at Twitter and at Tesla and at SpaceX. And his work with SpaceX has required him to go through a high level of vetting by the United States government to ensure that he's a good guy and not a bad guy. And what I mean by that is the United States of America won't trust anyone to deliver billions of dollars of their cargo to outer space unless they can in some way trust that individual, right? So it has to be somewhat credible. Furthermore, you can look at what Tesla stocks have done, and I know, but look what Tesla stocks have done, and look at the adoption of the electric car market by the government of the United States of America, indeed building charging stations out across the country and encouraging citizens to purchase electric vehicles. Elon Musk was on the forefront of that. My point is that when Elon Musk purchased the company Twitter, he came to be aware that Biden administration officials had come to his employees and had also worked with academics from Stanford and from University of Washington, and that they had asked the tech company, Twitter, to limit the free speech of certain channels while encouraging the rate at which other channels were spread for simply political views. And this is something that frustrated Elon Musk, and he began to speak out about it. And he gave a series of interviews, which are now called the Twitter Files. So one question that I have is it freedom of speech or is it Twitter Files? And which one is real? Indeed, 3 attorneys general have now sued the Biden administration, and they've won an injunction from federal judge Terry Doughy, T-E-R-R-Y-D-O-U-G-H-T-Y. Federal Judge Terry Doughy has issued an injunction prohibiting the Biden administration from colluding, switchboarding, collaborating, or communicating with the tech companies or with the Stanford Internet Observatory and the University of Washington internet observers as well. So Biden administration was working with academics from Stanford and University of Washington to identify channels to limit. Then they were going to the tech companies and saying you have to limit the rate at which these channels are shared. And when Elon Musk became aware of that, he blew it out and he told everybody about it, right? And he did a series of interviews, and indeed we've probably seen that happen to some other channels on YouTube that perhaps you've watched in the past. So right now, a federal judge has stated that it's true, that it's happened, and a federal judge whose name is Terry Doughy, Judge Terry Doughy, has issued an injunction against the Biden administration saying that they can no longer go to tech companies and blackmail them with antitrust litigation. So that's what some citizens have talked about, and that is, you can go on the House Oversight Committee's website and you can read about this, and you can also just Google Judge Terry Doughy, D-O-U-G-H-T-Y. Maybe one of the moderators could put a link, but if you Google Judge Terry Doughy, 3 attorneys general have brought lawsuits against the Biden administration for limiting the free speech of certain conservatives on social media channels which are based in the United States. Furthermore, when the French government decided to raise the retirement age and the French people went into rebellion and protest, indeed they burned down their own stock exchange in France. They lit fires in the stock exchange in France. And they did that because the retirement age was raised again. And indeed, we've seen protests all across Europe and the Netherlands and in Germany. In the Netherlands, they sprayed manure all over their Capitol building, right? Germans ran the border with tractors, right, to go and support some of these efforts. Snow cone time, have to hydrate, everybody. I'm spoon feeding it to y'all, come on. I'm spoon feeding you. So that's the question today. Are we still free in the United States? Is it freedom of speech and the First Amendment, or is it the Twitter Files? Which one is true, right? And indeed, federal judge Terry Doughy has issued an injunction against the Biden administration saying that they can no longer go to tech companies to shadow ban conservative voices. So, something worth talking about. A bunch of people walking by, and everybody started doing this. So even if we wake them up 2 at a time, we're waking them up, right? 2 by 2. I think somebody else sent them 2 by 2, right? So let me check in with the chat. I know I just went on a little bit. Oh, okay. Well, I'd love to see something substantive, right? So if you can, always cite your sources and always tell me who the people are who are involved with the discussion, right? Otherwise, it's just this. What about the Second Amendment? Are you still able to carry a gun anywhere that you want? Indeed, in the District of Columbia, you're not allowed to have a weapon, and I certainly don't, right? I certainly do not have a weapon here in the District of Columbia, and you're not allowed to, right? New York City is another district where you're not allowed to have a gun without a special permit, right? Special series of permits. Certain people are certainly able to be armed, otherwise we wouldn't be able to protect our elected officials, right? Secret Service, of course, needs to be armed. Something we could talk about, though, did any of you see what's happened in the news recently? A substance was found in the White House, I think. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Was a certain powdery substance found in the White House in the last couple of weeks? You guys tell me. Did you watch the news? Let me see it. Which judge was I quoting? X-ray. Judge Terry Doughy. Terry space Doughy. And I might be mispronouncing the gentleman's name, and it's certainly not my intention, right? But that's the way it's spelled. And so y'all can look it up. And I'm just gonna push forward with you motivators into the shade. And I'll still try to give you a beautiful view. I mean, I have the Washington Monument right behind me. I have the United States Capitol right in front of me. And indeed, it's one of the most beautiful sights in the United States of America, you know, until you go and see the Rocky Mountains and the Grand Canyon, right? All right, good. Now I'm in the shade. But I don't know if I'll be able to get my Capitol. I'll be able to get the monument over here in a second. Hang with me, y'all. I'll use my producing skills to hook you up. Okay, were you able to find what I was talking about with Judge Terry Doughy, a federal judge? And 3 state attorneys general brought the lawsuit. So it was brought by officials, state officials, right? Attorneys general, 3 of them. Okay, so I see a comment here from ACB talking about drug addiction with some of our officials and the families of some of our officials. So according to Hunter Biden's own book, he's been a crack cocaine addict. And we want to try to support anyone who's going through or has gone through a period of addiction, because surely people don't go and do drugs because everything's going well in their lives, right? It's an escape, attempt to escape for some reason, for something, right? Or you're just trying to party. But when you party all day, every day, and it becomes addiction, that's an escape, right? One's escaping their reality. And certainly the son of the most powerful man in politics for the last 5 decades could be doing okay under some circumstances. Hi. How are you?
Welcome to DC.
Thanks.
Welcome back. Remember who I am?
No.
You don't know me?
No.
You blamed your whole truck getting towed and shit on you. I'm Anarchy Princess.
Hey, how are you? I don't know who that is. That's a nice name. What do you think about freedom in the United States of America?
What do you think about when you had Rel and Josh come to Berkeley with a gun? Remember that little conversation?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh my God, John, you see.
I don't know who this woman is, and I don't know what she's talking about.
Hey.
What do you think about freedom in the United States?
I don't think you're supposed to have freedom. I think you probably have some pending charges or something. Are you permitted to be here? Did that get resolved in DC?
So I'm never been convicted of a crime, and I'm certainly not wanted or barred from being anywhere in the United States.
Remember
I'm
when
glad
you were
that you were able to come over
you
here.
went to that 9/11 memorial, and you were talking about you didn't think you were allowed in DC. What happened with that?
I'm sorry. Who are you, and why are you so close to me?
No one believes it, but keep trying.
I don't know who you are. I'm sure. I hope you have a wonderful
It
day.
doesn't work with me.
Maybe you could help tell the citizens. What do you think we could do to
Anarchy
come
Princess.
together, to be friends, and to make our country better?
Or
Absolutely
pending
not.
charges?
No warrants at
Do you
all.
have any court appearances?
No, not at all.
So what happened with the thing? With your
Everything
truck and
is.
everything?
Well, I've never been convicted of a crime ever in my life.
Why were you worried about coming to DC then?
I'm not worried at all. I'm right here in our
6
nation's
to 8
capital.
months ago, when you went to the 9/11 memorial?
Well,
and you
a
were
lot of
at those
Americans were
campsites?
killed, and then I went and joined the Marine Corps after 9/11. So it's
No,
really
when you
important
went
for
to
me
the-
to
in
be able to
Pennsylvania,
respect our country.
And you went to the
right?
9/11 memorial. In
So I don't know who this lady is,
You said that
and I'm
you
going to
didn't
create
think
some
you were allowed
distance.
in DC.
But if this person continues to follow me, I'll have great evidence.
Go ahead, evidence. It's DC, honey. You've been gone a while. I've learned the laws better than you.
So Antifa has.
Insurrectionist. He's a terrorist. Be careful.
That's slander. What did you say to me?
Sue me.
What's your name?
Anarchy Princess.
What's your real name?
Anarchy. What's your real name?
John Dobbins.
Is that your real name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My name's John Dobbins. Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
You know. And what do you do for a living? I teach at universities and colleges.
Okay.
Do you teach anywhere?
You- This is like some mental health.
What do you
right
do
here.
for a job?
I'm Anarchy Princess. This is my job.
So you're paid
You're really
to
gonna play
create
like you
anarchy?
don't know who I am.
Hold on, let me turn this over here.
Hey guys.
So are you paid?
Yes, I'm paid by George Soros.
Oh. And what does he pay you to do?
Like, I don't know who this guy is. Everyone keeps saying he's my boss, and like I haven't got my check yet. I've never seen him.
You
in
just said you were
person.
paid by George Soros?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be, but like I don't get my checks.
Oh.
Like I thought as a commie, like I automatically work for George Soros.
Are you
and I
saying
would
you're a
get these
communist?
checks. Yeah.
Why are
yeah.
you a communist? You
That's
should
what I
embrace
am,
capitalism.
Right? Yes, that's what I am. capitalism.
Why?
Yeah. Anyway, you got any warrants?
Don't you believe, no. Don't you believe in free market economy?
Sit right here, John.
So a random woman has come and found me on the streets of
Random
DC
woman.
and
Whose
she's
lawn?
begun to yell at me.
My lawn.
So we're just gonna go over here and try to leave Antifa on the side, and we'll see if Antifa follows this veteran
This guy's a domestic
and
terrorist.
teach her. Okay.
Sue me.
What's your name?
Boss,
Or are you
Trump
too
might be
ashamed of your
here in
family
a couple
legacy to
days.
say your name?
You see that? Trump might be here tomorrow. Is that why you're here?
No,
Are you going to the corner? Are you going to Freedom Corner?
I don't know what you're talking about. What is that?
You don't know where Santa and all your friends have been going for the
I don't know who you are, and I don't know why you're here talking to me, lady, you know? But what's your name?
He's a domestic terrorist.
I teach
He
at
had
Yale.
guns last time he was in DC. He got arrested.
You know, I don't know who this
He's
lady is.
dangerous. I'm waiting for the cops to
So
come over
this is
here.
what the
This
liberal
fuck up.
left will do.
This is what the left
if you
does.
come out and talk
This
to
is
people.
what the left does. This is what the left does.
And I'm just gonna go down here and try to stay away from you,
Okay,
and I
let's
hope
go
you
down
don't
here.
follow me, you know?
Oh, well,
Because
freedom.
if you keep following me,
Remember
I
when
might
you were
feel
here?
threatened, you
Okay,
know?
do something.
Well, I want to
Okay.
create distance. I'm walking
Keep
away.
walking. I'm walking behind you. Remember this? This is zone 13, panel 13. You weren't supposed to be here. You were supposed to be on zone 12, and you guys occupied
I
it.
have no idea what you're
You weren't part
talking
of the
about.
1776 restoration movement that was here on the mall.
I don't know what you're talking
Oh, okay.
about.
Now
I
I'm
was
just
certainly
confused.
here with lots of patriots and veterans from all over the country. Please leave me alone.
Santa the Proud Boy.
Please
He was
leave
our
me
Delta
alone.
Boy. Called Peter, that guy.
So, as you can see, not on any.
Did the camera go down? Oh,
So,
that's no fun.
I keep trying to walk away from this lady. And what did you say your name was, miss?
Anarchy Princess.
What's your real name?
Anarchy.
Okay. So, you're Anarchy Princess. And why did you come and why are you following me
This
today?
is freedom. I'm not following you. I'm allowed
Well,
to
we
walk.
were way over there and I've walked
I'll
away.
walk this way. The metro's this way.
I'm going to go this
Or
way.
that way. There's
Okay.
one there too. And there's one that way. I could really go any way I want to because this is my First Amendment right? That's
No,
what
your
we're
First
here
Amendment
for.
right is free speech.
Yep.
If you follow, stalk, and harass people,
Oh, okay.
that's
you
illegal.
Can go file a stalking order in DC and see how it works out.
Is your name
That's
Bree?
really- Yeah, that is my name.
Bree. What's your last name, Bree?
Bree Princess.
I don't think it's
Everyone knows my name,
Princess.
John Dobbins. It's Breanne Chapman. They're not giving you any new information. You're a
Breanne
moron.
Chapman.
You're a moron.
So, Breanne Chapman, I'm going to try to walk away from you for a
Okay, keep
third
going.
time.
Go
Please
give
stay
my
away
name to the
from me.
cops. I'm just going to keep walking. This is
Please
freedom.
stay away from me, miss. I don't know who you are, and I feel threatened because you're stalking and harassing me. So, citizens, we always get challenged, and it's important to stay calm and to be respectful. Thanks, guys. I don't know who this is. I think she's associated with Antifa. That's what my chat is saying.
5150 recently. He's actually delusional and insane.
I actually teach at Yale. You can look it up. U.S. School of Survival.
Proud
So,
Boys.
this lady's still over here. She's slandering me, which is illegal. And her name is Bree.
Civil case, moron. Send me a summons in court.
Where do you live? What's your address? I'd be happy to serve
Why don't
you.
you ask your friends? They all know it. But you don't know who I am. Your
Could you
name is
please
not
stay
John
away from me,
Dobbins.
miss?
Your
You
name
know,
is
you
not
don't
Miss
want people to think that. I never
And then
told
you
anyone
took
that
off
in my
and you were
life.
hiding for 6
I
months
certainly
and you
never
said you
told
weren't
anyone
allowed
that in my
DC,
life.
And you said it was Anarchy Princess that called the cops. It wasn't me, but why'd you have guns?
What do y'all think about freedom in the United States? Or how could we come together as citizens? That never happened.
Oh, okay. The dogs.
That's
were
never
put on the
happened.
gun stand.
Okay. What can we do to be better citizens and to come together and heal some of these horrible divides which so many people try to push on
Remember
us?
when you hit Nadine in the face? Remember when you hit that woman in
That's
the face?
also
right here?
slander. You're slandering
Actually,
me.
it's not, honey. It's on camera. But
That's-
you're welcome to sue me. Remember when you hit that woman in the face?
I've never hit a woman in the
Remember when-
face in my life, and you're
lucky there's a
slandering
child
me.
here because I would say what you said. Remember
Well,
what you said
I'm
about
sorry
her?
that y'all are seeing this. If
About
you're
her
willing to be
uniform.
witnesses,
I'm
my
sorry you
website
did
is
it. I'm sorry
us-sos.com.
that
It's the
you
U.S.
said
School
you
of
accosted
Survival.
her and then
And
you
I might
physically
need to file a
assaulted her and
lawsuit
slapped her in the
against
face
this lady.
with
I don't
a
know if
bullhorn.
anybody be able to email me to
Slapped
be a
the woman in the
witness.
face with a bullhorn,
I've never
actually.
done that in my
And
life.
that was after you talked about what's in between her legs.
So this is slander,
Yep.
and this is what happens when Antifa comes out to try to limit the free speech of Americans.
Yep.
And now you've seen what happens in
Show you
D.C.
This is free speech, honey. This is my First Amendment right.
So please stop. Called me 4 times. So this is a woman who's identified herself as Anarchy Princess. She said George Soros paid her to come here and yell at me. And I'm the director of the U.S. School of Survival, and I teach at colleges across the country. And you see how uncomfortable she made these citizens. They had to leave. And you can see that she's still following me. You see her? I'll create distance. I'll come across the whole mall. But this just shows you what the radical left is willing to do to try to create anarchy in the United States. This woman isn't interacting with people in a safe or appropriate or legal way. And indeed, this woman has just come here to pick a fight. She slandered me on multiple occasions, and now she's following me around the mall. So it's very difficult to access freedom in the United States when Antifa representatives come and behave in such a way in public. And now you've all seen this. It's all on the video. And you've seen what's quite literally slander. If it was in writing, it would be libel. You can see her continuing to follow me. So it'll be very easy for me to be able to go to the police and to say that this woman has followed, stalked, and harassed me and has committed slander against me in multiple ways. And this is how the radical left decides to interact with people attempting to access their First Amendment rights, which you can read about. What's up? Oh, thanks a lot, man. I've never seen anybody act like that, you know? What do you guys think that we could do as a country to come together so like crap like this doesn't happen so we can have a better future?
I think there's nothing you can do about it. I mean,
is it okay if I ask you guys? I'm trying to talk to some sane people today, you know? Yeah. Is it cool? Yeah. Because you guys are cool, you know? I mean, you all have your fashion down, right? You've all got shoes, right? You got the grill, you got the glasses. What can we do to be better as Americans?
You gotta be better people, bro.
Yeah.
Just be
Yeah.
nicer, man.
Yeah.
Love each other.
100%. Treat everybody like a person, right?
Love each other.
No doubt. Cool. So are you guys like a band or what?
No.
we're the Fancy Pants band.
The Fancy Pants Band. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can check them out at Fancy Pants. You know, they're the best band in DC. Hey, what do you guys think about freedom in America? Are we as free as we used to be?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
What is it that makes us less free than we used to be?
Everybody knows our
man. They got restrictions on everything.
Restrictions on everything, right?
She's still talking.
Dude, I don't even know who this lady is or what she's talking about, but she's slandering the heck out of me, and she's following me everywhere I go. So,
I didn't like what you were doing.
no, you know, and I'm just trying to collect perspectives from Americans all over the country. I did it in Vegas last week. I just go around the country, I talk to Americans, and I say, what could we do better to make America stronger? I'm a Marine vet, you know, so it's important to me, you know. Guys, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for talking to me. What can we do? Just maybe leave me with one thing. What would you tell the citizens? How do we make our country better?
Just treat everyone with common decency, you know. I mean, if you're gonna treat other people how you treat yourselves, like how you want to be treated.
No doubt.
Yeah, spread the love, man.
Somebody
you know,
struggling, help them
Cool.
out.
Hey, don't forget to love yourself either.
That's right.
Exactly.
Love yourself.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
YouTube, bro?
Yeah, this is my first live stream on X-Ray America.
Nice.
You know X-Ray America?
Cool.
And we just launched the channel. So check it out. I teach at colleges around the country. I train state police, you know, and watch out for the crazies. You know what I mean? Yeah, see you guys. Have a good one. All right, guys. So we're being followed by an Antifa person who I guess her name is Bree Chapman. She's followed me around the mall. She's been slandering me and yelling at me. And we're just trying to talk to random citizens about how to make the country more united. So it's tremendously ironic that this lady is being so disruptive today. And I certainly hope that she's able to work through any personal challenges that she might be dealing with, you know, in her own life. Because people don't come out and verbally attack others and follow them around and slander them if everything's going well in their lives, you know? And she even stated that George Soros paid her to come and do this today. She stated, George Soros pays me, she said. Oh my goodness. All right, so I've stepped away, I've stepped back, and we'll see if she's still following me or if she's decided to give me some space. She is following me. Look over there, you see her? Right here? Still being followed by Antifa. So I'm gonna try to cross again. I'm gonna walk away in a new direction for the 4th time. And if this woman does follow me again, we are gonna go and file a restraining order. Okay, look, see how I'm changing direction? direction. I'm going over here, and we'll see if she changes direction. So, it's tough to see, you know? You want to see people being honorable and respectful and having good conversations. Seems to just not be able to do that anymore, and that sure is tough, right? Indeed, why in the world would people behave like that to a citizen who's just talking to other citizens about how to make the country better? That's a good picture. Hey, how are you?
Hi, Doughy. How are you?
Doing great, thanks. So it sounds like these citizens are over here protecting, standing up for animals, which is interesting. And again, I'll just go over here. I've walked away several times, still on the National Mall. And it sure is surprising to be followed and yelled at by a random person, right? For no reason. And this person has made 4 or 5 turns to follow me, and they've slandered me. And I continue to walk away, and other citizens have in fact become so uncomfortable that they stood up off the benches and they walked away too. So it's shocking to see that people continuously behave this way in an effort to do nothing but tear down, degrade, and destroy American civility. In fact, we're divided enough as a country, right? And the whole message from today's broadcast is how we can come together as Americans, talking to random citizens about how we can become a stronger and more resilient nation, right? Through the exchange of information and ideas and respecting each other's perspectives, right? This is America. We're a free country. People are gonna think different things, and that's cool. Indeed, that's what I fought for in the Marine Corps, right? So people can have their perspectives and they can believe what they wanna believe. It sure is surprising and shocking to see people go way out of their way to follow me, to meet me on the mall, to make multiple turns behind me, and to slander me on multiple occasions. And now that we know this person's name, and if you guys could confirm, did you say it was Bree Chapman? Is that who that woman is? I don't know who that woman is. She made a number of false accusations against me. And she stated that George Soros pays her, which was a very interesting admission to hear, right? I was really surprised to hear someone say, yeah, George Soros to come here and say that stuff to you. It's shocking, right? Shocking. And of course we respect the office of the president, but it's tough to respect that a bag of cocaine was found in the White House and that the president's son is an admitted crack cocaine addict. Indeed, the president's son, according to his own book, right? According to Hunter Biden's own book, has crashed rental cars while driving high on cocaine. And videos have come out of Hunter Biden smoking cocaine while driving through Arlington, Virginia. So driving through Arlington, Virginia while smoking crack cocaine. Then cocaine is found in the White House and the Secret Service is unable to determine how it got there. Well, my goodness, what if it had been anthrax? You know, what if it had been anthrax? I bet they would have found out who brought the bag in if it was anthrax and not cocaine, right? And certainly the United States and the fine people at the Pentagon would be taking action against whoever brought that in to the White House. Okay. So we want to have faith. We want to show respect to the office of the president. And we want our elected and appointed officials to be held to a high standard, right? Just like each of us. Her name is Brienne. Okay. What Red Mama here says she has a case coming up against her soon. Do you know what her name is, Red Mama? Do you know what her full name is? Chapman. Okay, great. So it's Bree Chapman. So maybe you all could be witnesses for me. We all saw this today. We have a nice video which has shown this woman come up to us randomly and then follow us through a series of 4 or 5 evasive turns. And the woman also stated multiple things which were slanderous, probably in an effort to induce some kind of alternate reaction, you know. But all this Marine could do was shake his head and walk away, right? Yeah, so Sylvia, why am I running away? So not running away, but walking away. If someone, oh, there's an albino squirrel, check it out. Look, squirrel, I'm just like my dog, right? Look how distracted I was. We were talking about freedom in the United States and I see a squirrel and it's all off. Squirrel. Yeah. So not running away, but intelligently walking away. If someone comes up again to and yell things at you and follow you and they're saying things that aren't true, it's best not to engage them, especially in Washington, D.C. Best just to keep walking away. And if they continue to follow you, you just take video of it and then you can report it from there. How are y'all doing? Hey, what's your favorite part about freedom? Are you from the United States?
No, we're from Italy.
Oh,
We're Italian.
I can only speak French and Spanish, right? Say welcome. Bienvenuti or something. How do you say?
Benvenuti.
All right, benvenuti, welcome.
Thank you.
What have you seen so far in the United States?
Now we saw the capital
Yes, ma'am.
and it was gorgeous.
Good. Good. Well, welcome. I hope you have a very good visit.
Thank you.
Yep. Hope you have a good visit, sir. So a nice family here from Italy, and all I can really say in Italian is gelato. You know what I mean? Spaghetti. So my Italian's not very good. I do speak French and Spanish and some Lithuanian and a little bit of Hebrew and a little bit of Arabic, and I studied Latin. In fact, I read Caesar's commentary on the Gallic Wars in Latin, and that's how I learned about my people, the Celts, you know, or the Gauls. Depends on which side you're on. Same people. You know what I mean? So interesting to see some people visiting from Italy. And again, the reason that I'm walking over here is because there's shade. I'm not here to do like a drama thing or to get into a fight or an argument. I'm here to collect perspectives from citizens so we can help make our country stronger, more united, and more informed. And it's so important to share information so we can all access education and truth, right? That's what's important. So what can you do, folks? You know, you just have to keep a positive attitude, and not everybody will behave in a sane or rational or coherent way when you interact with them. You know, in business, in your personal life, and indeed when you interact with government groups. It won't always be rational and sane. So all we can do is do our best. We want to stay positive. We want to be respectful, you know. And Sylvia, thank you so much for posting that. That's Judge Terry Doughy. All right, and right now, 3 attorneys general have sued the Biden administration and won an injunction which prohibits the Biden administration from going to social media companies in the United States of America or working with Stanford or working with the University of Washington to limit or restrict the free speech of those Americans or to switchboard or collaborate with them in any way, which is super cool that someone is standing up to say, hey, we're Americans and we demand our First Amendment rights, you know, indeed all of our rights, but one at a time. You can look up the Twitter files. Maybe we could put a link to Twitter files reporting as well, please, so you can see that that's also true and accurate and not something that I've made up. Mark says, watch my 6. That's why I've got you, Mark. I know you have my back, bro. And, you know, proud to know you. Proud to know all of you. So this is probably a great time for me to say thank you guys for coming on the channel and checking me out. You know that there'll always be a little bit of drama whenever I go live. It just took us a few minutes for that to happen. But it sounds like somebody named Anarchy Princess, whose real name is Brianne Chapman, saw that I was online, came to where I was, began to yell at and slander me, verbal statements which are not true or slander, right? And then as I walked away and tried to create distance, she continued to follow me. And I made a series of turns, and she continued to follow me. And I walked to the other side of the mall, and she continued to follow me. She did indeed state that she was paid by George Soros to come and say these things to me today, which is surprising. You wouldn't expect one to admit that, even if it was true. And I think she made a mistake in doing so, and she recognized that because now she's kind of distanced herself. So whenever you're in a situation like this, folks, and maybe someone's trying to get you worked up, it's important to just stay chill and calm, right? And to stay in the truth, right? To have your faith, to hold to your faith, and to stay in the truth. And indeed, that's what we were able to do, right? Well, I don't know her. I don't know her name. We've never hung out. We've never had dinner, right? I have been in DC before, and she did show up and yell at me before, but I don't know the woman or what she believes or, you know, anything like that. I just know that she's someone who wasn't very respectful, right? And that's sad because the whole purpose of this new channel is to try to unite Americans. And I don't care if you're liberal or if you're conservative, and that's why I don't want us to shadow ban on this channel. I don't want us to block the free speech of citizens on this channel. Indeed, I want to foster discussion on this channel. So if someone comes in with a different political view than you, and they say something that maybe is a little bit offensive. It's just like this situation that we had together today. And what I want to teach each of you, or communicate to each of you, right? You teach me so much and I try to communicate back, but we need to come together as Americans. That's the only way we're going to be stronger. And that means we need to treat each other with respect. And not only do we need to treat each other with respect, but we need to use words that are true, right? We need to say true things to each other, and we need to be respectful to each other, or it's only going to make the divide in the United States deeper and greater. And that's the last thing we want, right? We want to tamp down tensions and not amp them up. We want to calm America down, unite America and educate America. That's what this is about, okay? It's about the truth. And we saw some truth right here, okay? We saw it right here. So this isn't about any movement or any group. Indeed, I'm not associated with any group, any social or political group. Not associated with any group, except for the U.S. School of Survival. I'm the director for the U.S. School of Survival, so I'm associated with them. And I also teach at like Yale, Brown, Columbia, Dartmouth, and about 10 other colleges and universities, and some 6th grades as a volunteer. So I'm trying to come to you pretty straight here to try to help improve our country. And indeed, my ancestors have been here, like many of you. Like Sylvia, I know. Sylvia is a daughter of the American Revolution, which means her ancestors served in the American Revolution against Great Britain. And maybe we can talk about that in a little bit, right? Maybe we can talk about that. It wasn't just, you know, people getting all pissed off all of a sudden and there was a revolution. There was the Townshend Act, right? Then there was the Stamp Act. The Townshend Act taxed all supplies that were made in England that came to what is now the United States. That's the Townshend Act. Then there was the Stamp Act, which taxed every single public document here in the colonies, all right? There was the Tea Act, right? Which put only a 1 penny tax on tea, but that was seen as being intolerable. And that's what led to the Boston Tea Party, right? The Boston Tea Party. So it was a series of moves by a very strong Congress and a very weak King George II, who was only in his 20s. Indeed, he didn't have very much power at all, right? Prior to the American Revolution. And so colonists were really just like Englishmen asking for their rights as Englishmen. And after a series of taxation laws were passed, they felt like they weren't able to be as free as they were historically, okay? And you can look at the history there, right? You can look at, somebody said call the cops. I don't want to bother the police with this, but it could be something where we have to do a restraining order or something. But the whole purpose of the channel is to unite Americans and to be respectful and to communicate in truth, right? And I have faith in that process. So even if it's the most angry, evil person that they could send, I have faith that we can come together and just be respectful to each other and sort of do our own thing. You know, why can't we do that? It's America. We're Americans. We're smart, right? Can't we be respectful to each other? Can we treat each other with respect and just have discourse, open and honest discourse? Wouldn't that make our country a little bit stronger? And that's what we're after, right? I don't want to divide us. Indeed, I want to unite us. And that's why I'm saying to the moderators, don't block the free speech, please. I mean, if someone's like saying something of a sexual nature or a grossly antagonistic or inappropriate nature without providing, support for what they're saying, if someone's saying a series of lies, unsubstantiated statements, that's something that we're gonna have to talk to that person about, right, through the channel. But I don't want to just blanket block people. I want to foster discussion. And indeed, if Americans had a higher level of discussion, I think it might unite us a little bit more than divide us. If you were with us maybe 20 minutes ago, we asked one citizen, hey, what can we do to make the United States stronger? And he said, stop playing to win. Communicate and stop playing to win, right? Another citizen said, vote and vote informed, right? So I'm just saying. All right, let me hop on in here and see what y'all are saying. Yeah, please hit the like, subscribe, please share this. This is the first live stream on a brand new channel. And I'm right here in DC, I'm right on the National Mall. And let me hit my glasses. It is very warm and humid, especially compared to Colorado where I was, where it's very dry. But yeah, the United States Capitol is right here. And it's a beautiful building, right? A symbol of our freedom, a symbol of American exceptionalism, right? And I was telling you earlier in the broadcast that I have the flag that flew right there over the Capitol on the day of my birth, right? I was able to get that flag. So it was a gift, right? So a tremendous gift. Behind me, you see the Washington Monument, right? an obelisk, right? Another symbol of American freedom, excellence, and exceptionalism. A bright light to the world. And that's what America is. America is the bright light of freedom from the lighthouse that goes out into the darkness of the sea of the world, right? And we need to continue to be that. And we've talked about some of the shadow banning, right? And we talked about Judge Terry Doughty's injunction against the Biden administration, preventing them from going to tech companies to limit the free speech of certain people. And it prevented the Biden administration from going to academics at Stanford University and at the University of Washington who monitor the internet and then give advice on who should be shadow banned, who might not be shadow banned. And when I say shadow banned, I mean the deliberate reduction in the rate at which information is shared online. That's what shadow banning is, okay? So it's been a big win for those attorneys general. 3 state attorneys general brought the lawsuit, and they won the injunction just a few days ago. And I encourage each of you to please go and read that article, and then you can talk to your friends about it, right? It's a good talking point. Hey, this is something that a federal judge said is true. It's not like a crazy, wacky thing, you know, a federal judge said it's true. Federal judge made an injunction. Some other people mentioned corruption within certain political families. And if you're looking for really good information about that corruption, you should access houseoversight.gov, the House Oversight Committee. The House, right here, Oversight Committee, led by Republican Congressman Comer. So Congressman Comer has led a series of investigations and has laid down a very detailed report into the corruption of some political families in the United States. And maybe that's all I'll say right now, and I'll encourage you to go and look it up, right? Please go and look it up. Great View, you should host a TV show. Thank you so much, Liberal Moms for America. I'm hosting a TV show right now, and you're watching it at home, right? It might even be on your TV. So it's live, right? There's not an editor behind me telling me that I have to push a certain political agenda, right? This is just us talking to Americans. Just getting the true from normal citizens and visitors to the United States of America. All right, so let's go down here a little bit. I know you said you like the view, but I'm probably bothering this gentleman who's trying to read and, get some sun over here. And I want to be aware of who's around me and what their expectations are, right? This gentleman might want to hang out and have some peace and quiet, right? While I'm over here shooting my mouth off. So I'll just go up the road a little bit. And I don't see that person, but I don't want to be perceived to be walking back towards that person who came over here. I don't see anybody up there, and I am parked up there, so I have to go this way, indeed, to go to dinner, right? So I encourage you to look up the Twitter files, which we talked about, which Elon Musk did a series of interviews regarding your access to your First Amendment right. And then I would encourage you to go and look up the House Oversight Committee. So right behind me, right? United States Congress, House of Representatives is right there. And Congressman Comer has written a beautiful report, which is posted to the website, House Oversight Committee. And you can read about the corruption of some of our elected officials and their families, indeed taking millions of dollars from our biggest and from our wealthiest and most deadly international competitors, namely China and Russia. All the while, this individual's son is smoking crack cocaine while driving through Virginia neighborhoods, and they haven't been arrested. Another thing that you might want to look up is, quote, Hunter Biden handgun trash can. Just Google Hunter Biden handgun trash can, and you'll see that Hunter Biden's wife took a handgun and just threw it away in a trash can across from a school where kids are. And it was recovered later, but no one was arrested or charged. If we did it, we'd be in prison. Right? So a double standard is something that we need to be aware of in the United States as well. Again, I don't see that person around here anywhere. I'm trying to make sure I don't actually walk over towards her, right? And she's not here. Nobody's on the mall here. So I feel safe. I don't feel like I'm being stalked and harassed and followed anymore. And indeed, I'm just heading home, right? But we're heading towards the Washington Monument. I'm parked over there on the other side of the Washington Monument, so we'll work our way back. All right. Next step is to grab some shade and have a chat, okay? And this is a beautiful building. I feel like I've been here before. It was a long time ago, but I feel like I've been here before. All right, cool. So I think we're good to go over here. I don't see any kind of, nonsense or harassment. And indeed, this is a beautiful and cool area to hang out for a few minutes. All right. See if I can get you the Capitol over there while still getting a little bit of shade. It's kind of behind me on the side. Not quite as good as the other view, right? You're getting the trees this time. Colorado boys in the trees. And if you don't know what this hair gel is called, this is a special kind of hair gel. It's called Man Sweat. Today's episode is brought to you by the U.S. School of Survival Field Manual, which you can buy on Amazon, and Man Sweat, okay? And if you didn't see earlier in the chat, we did have a member of ANTIFA come out here who stated that she was paid by George Soros to come out here and yell at me while I'm talking to citizens about how to make America stronger. So you've seen it here, it's in the video. Indeed, if we didn't have live stream videos of so many of these occurrences, it would be very difficult to get other people to believe that they did in fact happen, right? Tough to believe that some of these things happen. All right, here's a beautiful DC building, so we can kick it like this. Good. All right, so let me jump into the chat. Let me see what you guys are doing, right? And thank you for being here. Thank you so much for checking out my new channel. I know that we don't have a huge following, but it's awesome to have, more than 70 of you on the live stream, around 50 right now. And for the first time going live on a new channel, I think that that's great. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you'll tell other people, and I hope you'll go back in the video and check out some of the interviews with citizens. Indeed, today was all about trying to collect information from citizens on both sides, right? Both sides of political perspectives, all sides of political perspectives, to understand how we can be better as Americans, how we can be a stronger country, and a more united citizenry, right? Indeed, I believe that we are too divided, far too divided. The rhetoric is too strong. The words that we use are often too hateful and strong. I think that if we can show a little bit more respect to each other, give each other a little bit of grace, really is a good thing. And when this woman came over, I feel bad for her. I'm kind of sad that this is her life, right? What she's trying to accomplish is what? Hating people? Hate? Or are you just putting hate into the world? And that's sad. We want to try to put light and love and knowledge into the world whenever we can. And that's what this channel is about, right? We're going to talk about current events, which influence all of us, not just during election season, right? We need to start waking people up, and we need to continue to motivate the people who are awake, and we need to win over some of the people who might be on the other side. And, love and clear communication is a good way to do that. Hatred is not a good way to do that. So I want to come here and give you all that message of unity. And I want to encourage you to go and watch my introductory video where I tell you a little bit about my professional experience, right? How I'm coming to you, right? With what perspective, from which perspectives am I coming to you? So in addition to being a policy analyst for the MacArthur Foundation and the National Science Foundation at a major university while I was the Dean's Research Scholar there, I was also able to be a policy analyst for the United States of America. It was the greatest honor, one of the greatest honors of my life. For my business, U.S. School of Survival, I train state law enforcement, and raft guides and, anybody, families, people who like to go into the wilderness. I volunteer at schools. And I've taught at more than 10 colleges and universities around the country, from community colleges to 4 Ivy League programs. And I didn't just walk in and kind of say some things and leave. I taught a course that gave the Ivy League university students credit and certification, medical certification and college credit. So I'm coming to you from a position of legitimacy. And whatever other folks come and say that's unsubstantiated or that's slanderous in nature, it's too bad, right? Happy to back up everything I say. If you want to see some of the information that I teach, you can go on Amazon and check out the U.S. School of Survival Field Manual. And I've dropped the price at $17.76 is the price. I did that on the 4th of July because that's my favorite number, right? Really 1775 is when the Marine Corps was founded. All right, Marines. Sorry, Marines. 1775 is when my Marine Corps came alive. So that's probably my favorite number. And I thought it was an appropriate price. I dropped it down. So if you're looking for information on how to prepare, how to survive, how to process water, wild medicinal plants, wilderness emergency medicine, how to improvise snares, traps, weapons for hunting, things like that, improvised fishing. There's a lot of good information in there, and I hope you like it. If you want a signed copy, you can send me a message. Jackie and Aruba Dive Gal, I have your signed copies here, and you'll get them from DC return address. You'll have a DC return address on your packages. And I'll be spending a little bit more time doing some work in Washington, DC, and I'm really excited about this opportunity. And if those folks are watching, you know, thanks. Thanks for not judging the channels right in the wrong way. Thank you for having an open mind and for seeing that I'm here to try to improve American positioning domestically and internationally through the exchange of information in a polite, professional, and respectful way. And indeed, I hope that you'll all support that by hitting the like button, hitting subscribe, and sharing it, all right? All right, let's push it down the road a little bit. I'm gonna towards the vehicle, and then I think we're gonna call it a day. Hopefully we'll be able to talk to just a couple more citizens on the way out, but we've had some great conversations with citizens from the United States and international visitors today. Hey, how are you? Mañana, they said, so that's Spanish, so they're visiting, or they live here and just don't speak language. And you can see there are rec leagues that come and play out on the mall. It's a wonderful space, a wonderful American space for Americans to come together and recreate and exchange ideas. That's what America's about, right? This is freedom, I think. Oh, thank you for saying great new channel, Mama Jan. I really appreciate that. You'll order my book as long as I sign it. D-Ross says they'll order my book as long as I sign it. I'll tell you what, you can send me a message. Let me set that up later. I'll tell you what, in the next video, we'll set up a way for me to send you signed copies of the book. For now, if you want a copy of the book, it's on Amazon. And, you know, don't feel obligated to go out and buy it. I'll do some videos too that teach and share some of those skills, right? So it's survival, wilderness emergency medicine, preparation, packing, communication, improvised hunting and fishing, wild medicinal plants, wild edible plants. And I really worked hard on it, and I hope you guys like it. Hey, how are you? Sorry, I'm talking to my friends here. How do you think we could do better with people to get rid of the divide and bring people closer together? Do you have any advice on how we can be better citizens to each other? No? Pictures? Pictures? Yeah, you want me to take a picture? Okay, all right, have a good one. She had no idea what I said. She just like smiled and goes, pictures? Yeah, lady. I guess freedom in America doesn't really have a big impact on that lady. Maybe it does. All right, so I don't see anyone around who might want to cause a problem for us, which is good. We're just gonna work our way back to the vehicle. So you're able to see it here, folks. All right, there, I got you. Good, welcome back. So, I don't know if y'all saw that, but that wasn't the first time that we've had folks associated with a liberal group called Antifa, liberal anarchist group, extreme left anarchist group called Antifa. The woman came over and began to slander me. She began to follow me around the National Mall, and then she stated that George Soros had paid her to do it, which is a shocking statement, right? Which is a shocking statement. So instead of reacting to it, right, and getting worked up or having an argument, it's important for us to relax in these types of situations. People like that wouldn't be doing this if things were going well in their lives. So we have to assume that she's working through a really tough time. I have to solicit money or to spend time to come out and do things like this. And indeed, it was unfortunate. But at least we know who the person is, what their name is. She stated that George Soros paid them. And so if we have any kind of future incident, you know, we'll be able to file a restraining order and hopefully avoid that kind of nonsense in the future, right? Indeed, the whole purpose of this channel is to try to unite Americans, as I've been saying the entire time, right? Let me just snap up this tripod as I'm crossing the street, folks. Good. Don't worry, I caught you. Barely, which is good because I took my case off so it could fit on this little new tripod. This is the Target tripod, and I don't know, the Walmart tripod held the thing a little bit better, you know. Walmart versus Target. I'm in DC, and Target is associated with higher socioeconomic status, so inside the Beltway they have more Targets than Walmarts, you know. What can I say? All right, let me hook you back in anyway. All right, good. Gotcha. And I'm telling you, it's very humid and warm in DC, so I'm gonna flip you around so I don't look too sweaty. Right? It's been great to be here in Washington, DC, on the National Mall, talking with citizens about what they think about freedom in the United States and what they think the biggest issues are as we go towards what is certainly going to be a very important election. I know, I'm sorry I dropped you guys a little bit, Jackie, I apologize, but technically I did catch you, right? Technically, I did catch you guys. I didn't let you down, literally. And now it's nice and cool. We found some good shade here, so we're gonna hike it back down the shade towards the Washington Monument, which you can see straight ahead, right? The National Mall is such a beautiful place. I think it's inspiring, and it reminds me of how, I was gonna say how open America is, but we're gonna talk about the border in another video. I don't wanna transition too hard today. And in fact, I've gone and gotten some good video being on the border myself. So I went down to the border and I shot a series of videos, and I'm gonna share those with you in an edited, clean video, and then with a live stream afterwards. And I think that the National Mall is probably a good image of American freedom, right? Some people are hanging out and picnicking. Some people are playing intramural sports. Some people are exercising, right? Some people are hanging out with a friend or a lover. Some people are on the phone for work and business, indeed discussing very important situations which could potentially affect all of us. Think about who lives and works in DC, right? Hey, Pastor Bob, very nice to see you in the chat. I haven't heard from you for a while, so very nice to see you here. And thank you for coming on and supporting the new channel. Really thank you to all of you for hanging out with me, for coming here on the streets of DC, on the National Mall, and just talking to these citizens with me to try to bridge some of the divides, try to access better information and intelligence from primary sources so we don't have to be spoon-fed by political parties through the mainstream media. ACB, I know what you're talking about. I had a friend who used to tell me that. And this is one of my favorite museums in the country right here. If y'all have never been to DC, this is the Smithsonian Institution, the National Museum of American History. It's one of my favorite museums in the whole world. How are y'all? Hey, do you ladies have any advice on how we can be more respectful to each other as citizens and share ideas better to break down gaps? Be friendly. Yeah, great idea, thanks. She says be friendly, and I think that's really good advice, right? I said, do you have any advice on how American citizens can help break down gaps, right, and unite? And she said, just be friendly. And I think that's good. So again, I'm gonna make the same point. Regardless of your political party, I think it's important to share ideas in a fair and respectful and open and free way, you know, that's in no way limited. Like, and I don't mean to trivialize or make light of the security challenge that's associated with some communication, right? Indeed, hi ladies, how are you?
I didn't have any money. How you doing?
Ladies, I'm doing great, thank you. I'm very sorry to interrupt you. Could you give my friends some advice? Could you tell us, how can we be better citizens? How can we maybe break down some divides in this country? I didn't hear you.
Thank you. You're doing great. You're doing amazing.
Well, I know I am. I teach at Yale. You're doing great, she says. How can we be better citizens and break down gaps? And she walks away. All right, I'm trying, folks. Hey. Headphones in, heads down. Ladies don't want to talk. Maybe I'm just not looking pretty today. Hold on, let me flip this around. Maybe I've been walking a little bit, maybe. No? Those ladies didn't want to give me the time of day. I feel insulted. At least I got some ladies in the chat. Thank you. Thanks, Sylvia. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks, Mama Jan. I appreciate it. Great to have y'all in here. And it's always great to be able to spend time with you fine Americans, right? So the purpose of the new channel, we're going to reach across the aisle. We're going to make new friends. People who you might not have been friends with otherwise. People who you might not have conversations and experiences with otherwise. Because that's what we have to do as Americans to break down some of these divides. Truly, we're very divided right now, and that's a bad thing, right? Everyone's entitled to their own perspective, but the more we communicate, the more truth gets out, the more informed people are, the less divided we are. Because these issues are multifaceted. They're tough and difficult issues. They're multifaceted. And it's easy for some people to grab to one side and play to win, or to grab the other side and play to win. But really, it's discussion, analysis, and consideration that's going to help us. Do you guys have any advice on how we can be better citizens, or maybe break down some of the divides in our country? No, you're visiting. Have a good visit. From Germany. God, I don't speak any German. I got like French, Spanish, and Lithuanian. I'm sorry. Ich bin gut. He said, yeah. He goes, yeah. I said, I've been good. He said, yeah. And I only speak German because I used to buy lumber from the Amish, and they spoke Pennsylvania Dutch. And so I learned a few phrases in Pennsylvania Dutch so I could walk in and blow the guy's mind when I was buying lumber. You know, I didn't think he would think that I spoke Pennsylvania Dutch. So, you know. All right, we're almost there, folks. We'll go a little bit longer. Hey, what's your favorite part about freedom in the United States? Anybody? Nope. I'm telling you, a lot of people don't want to talk about it. A lot of people are like, what's on TV later? Hey, how are you? Good. Would you give me a little answer? Just a small one. Huh? How can we make our country better? Is there anything that we could tell Americans? Where are you from? Lithuania. Lithuania? Palajik mane. Pa Buchwak mane? Jurek. That's all I know. Yeah, I'm sorry. Have a great one. She's from Lithuania, and I just proved that if you need a nice American to show you around, go on X-Ray America and just message me. I'll show you wherever you want. She was a very pretty Lithuanian lady. And I looked at her and I said, Palajik mane, which means lick me in Lithuanian. And that's why her face went like this. Palajik mane. And then I said Pabuchwak mane, which means kiss me. Can you tell how I learned Lithuanian? If she's watching, thanks, baby. I'm just saying. Just trying. Anybody know that I spoke Lithuanian? Did anybody expect that lady to be from Lithuania? That was cool. Hey, how are y'all? Good, thanks. He probably would have been a good one to ask. He was pretty good with the old Inglesi. You know what I mean? I was trying. She was pretty. She gave me the time of day. That's what I'm about. So I need a Lithuanian lady. I need to go to Lithuania, I guess. So, some of these DC girls don't like me very much. The Lithuanian was all right. She would have been good to talk to about freedom too, right? With some things that have happened in Eastern Europe and with some things that are happening in Ukraine now, right? So, what was our Lithuanian lesson? Who remembers how to say it? Pa, P-A, lajik, like logic, but lajik, and then mane, to me. Pa, to me, lajik, mane, me. Lick me. Can I say that on YouTube? I don't know. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, folks. It's been good to have some conversations about freedom. Good to collect perspectives from across the aisle. Hey, how are y'all doing? What do you think we can do to make our country better? Any advice? Oh, you're visiting. It's okay. Have a good visit. Lots of visitors here. What can we do to make your country better? Make it less expensive for our visit. You know what I mean? That's probably what they were thinking. Who knows? All right, the Washington Monument's right up here, so I'll just take you to the road. We'll look at the Washington Monument. We'll try to capture one or two more perspectives, and then, you know, we'll call it. Hey, I see, good to see you too. Thanks for coming in. And I learned that GTSY means good to see you. You know, I'm learning my tech chat right on the second channel. It just took me 2 channels to be able to figure out tech chat. And again, Washington Mall, National Monument, is an excellent example of freedom in the United States. People are exercising, people are recreating, people are reading, people are having discussions, people are eating, people are involved in sports teams and community groups. So it's a fun thing to be a part of. Thank you guys for being a part of it with me. Here's the Washington Monument. And before I walk over to my truck, this is probably a good place to say goodbye. So love all of you. Thanks for being here. We saw some wild stuff today. Remember that on this new channel, we're going to reach out to different political groups, and we're going to try to bridge some of the divides that exist in the United States today. We're not going to try to inflame and make things worse. We're going to try to tamp down and make things safer. So thanks for being here. Love y'all. Looking forward to seeing y'all in the next video. Please share, like, subscribe. Bye.